Yeah.
You are listening to The Black Landscape with Andrea Spearman, where Black excellence is always trending. Hello and welcome. I'm your host, Andrea Spearman, and this is The Black Landscape, where we engage with emerging and established Black leaders here in the San Francisco Bay Area. Thanks for tuning in, making sure to leave a 5-star review on the show on Apple Podcasts. I am a light-skinned Black woman with big burgundy curly hair today. I'm wearing my black and brown glasses, a black dress, and a red, yellow, white, and black African patterned jacket. We are celebrating Black women in business. It honors and celebrates Black women around the country who have put in the work and are breaking barriers and ceilings across industries. Today, we are here with beauty industry boss, Diann Valentine. Please describe yourself to the people.
Hey, Andrea, thank you for allowing me to join you for hopefully a good old juicy conversation today. I'm Diann Valentine. I guess I'm like caramel brown skin Black girl, born and raised in Oakland, California. That's my home. That will always be my home. I'm an Oaktown girl for life. Yeah, today I'm rocking some oversized Bantu knots, or you might want to call them space buns, using sleigh hair so my scalp feels good, and I feel Black and loud and proud.
Oh, yes. Black and loud and proud. I love it. Welcome. We're so glad to have you here. Yes, as Diann said, she is the boss babe of Slay Hair products for all of us Black and brown girls who be trying to have that hair whipped and dipped. Amen. And Diann is also the president and creative director of Glow and Flow Beauty, a beauty retail concept store with locations in Inglewood and Hawthorne, right?
Correct. Mm-hmm.
Yes. Okay, so before you got into the beauty industry, I read that you were a wedding and event designer. So take us back to the beginning. How did you get into designing?
I am a creative soul at heart, and I started my first company when I was a senior in high school in Oakland. And I started planning and designing weddings and parties. And I really thought that it was going to help pay my way through college. Then I was going to go to law school because I wanted to be a litigator. And in the process of, getting my undergraduate degree, I realized just how much I had fallen in love with love. And so after undergrad, I just decided to hang my hat on love and see where it would take me. And after about 7 years in business, I moved from Oakland to Los Angeles. Once I got here, a whole new world opened up for me. Quickly became the go-to girl for Black Hollywood. I've produced weddings and events all over the world in multiple countries for some of our favorite celebrities, and then some just like amazing Black women around the world that have trusted me to interpret their love stories. So humbling and such a blessing, not just to them, but certainly to me in my life.
Oh, I'm picking out two things you said: falling in love with love and interpreting love stories. Oh, that's just what stood out to me just then. That's beautiful.
Nothing better. It's nothing better.
I love that for you.
Thank you.
Wait, you started these ideas. What high school did you go to?
Skyline. I graduated from.
Yeah. Come on, Titans. We in the house. Hey. Yes. Come on, Titans. See, another Titan making it big. Love it. That's so amazing for you to start so young. And it's so interesting because so many of our young people have great ideas, have all these wonderful thoughts and endeavors that they want to do, and they don't all get that encouragement to continue to go for it.
I felt like, very early in my career, now looking back on it, I can say that I didn't choose love. Love chose me. It was more of a calling, gave me so much purpose in my life. I never dreamed it would grow into the way it has, and I've gone on to accomplish the things I've accomplished. I didn't necessarily know where I was going in my career or how I was going to get there. But one thing I was very, very clear about is that wherever I was going, I knew that love was going to take me there.
Yes. Come on. That's a word right there. Love was going to take me there. I love that. There's so
Hmm.
much there's so much purpose and care in that word.
It
Love is going
is.
to take me there. And
It's
what
been my guiding light throughout my entire career. So even though I've gone on and I've done other things, like I do interior design and I'm an author and I'm a speaker and I'm a television host and now I'm a beauty founder, but everything in my life has been guided by love. Everything, whether it's my love of, design, which led me into interior design, and people's love that they have for the homes that they create family in. It's such a privilege to be able to design somebody's living space. And then as an author and a television host and a speaker, I speak to women. I speak to Black women. I speak to small business women, owners. And it's really my love for Black women that kind of led me to the beauty space. And knowing that we are the number one consumers when it comes to the beauty category, we're the number one consumer, but yet we're at the bottom of the list when it comes to business owners. It was frustrating for me to be in my own neighborhood. I live in a Black neighborhood, always have. Hopefully, I always will. And, to be in Black neighborhoods and to see the businesses in Black neighborhoods are not owned by us. And particularly when it comes to Black beauty, that we are the number one consumers of Black beauty products, but yet we are treated with so much disregard in an industry that Black women built. It was
hello?
disheartening and it was frustrating. And I just said, you know what? If not me, then who? So if I don't like it, if I don't like the way my neighborhood looks, if I don't like the way the businesses in my neighborhood look and the way that we are treated, let me not complain about it, but let me be about the business of Black women and let me do my part to at least start changing neighborhoods one at a time.
Yes. Preach that again. You said don't complain about it, be about it.
Be about it. Be about it. Don't complain.
Right. And you're absolutely right. This historical kind of shuttering out of Black women of this business that we consume so much of is wild.
It
It's
is.
ridiculous.
It
But
is.
I am loving the reclamation that Black women have been doing over the last 15, 20 years of reclaiming this beauty space and truly taking it to another level. And I love seeing more Black women as founders, as CEOs, as all these different titles of these in these beauty industry careers and jobs.
Mm-hmm.
You mentioned author. Tell
Mm-hmm.
me, what have you written, and where is it? Where can the people find it? What you talking about?
My first book was a book called Weddings Valentine Style that really profiled my biggest, celebrity weddings around the world, and it was a coffee table book that was gorgeous and beautiful, and it's no longer in print, but that was the first book that I created. The most recent book I created was a book called Going the Distance for Love, 22 tips on finding love wherever it might be. um,
Yes.
and so that came on the heels of me hosting a television show called To Rome for Love. So I took 5 Black women to Italy to live in Rome together for 3 months and to date Italian men for the first time.
Yes. I remember that show.
You remember?
Yes.
Okay, so
Yes. Okay.
I hosted that show and
Yes, you did.
coming
Okay.
out.
Ooh, come on, memory. Because I was like, wait, what?
Yeah, so coming out of that show, I wrote my second book, Going the Distance for Love, because I believe that Black women deserve the best that love has to offer. And sometimes it might not be from where you think you're going to get it from. Sometimes you might find love in somebody that doesn't look like you, and culturally, you might not be the same. But love is love, and Black women deserve the best of it,
Yes, we do.
period.
Yes, we do. Period. Period. Yes, going the distance for love. Where can we find that?
It's available on my own website, diannvalentine.com.
Oh, awesome. I'm definitely going to check that out.
Thank you.
Yes. So, entering this industry and like booking this television show,
Mm-hmm.
How has it been as a Black woman specifically? Because I know even television is like hard to break into,
Sure.
even though we're seeing like so many of us like still rising to the top, we're still having like, we're like Issa and Ava and this person and that person. It's like it's still like on our fingertips instead of it just being a large collective.
For sure. It is. And what I'll speak to in regards to opportunity for Black women, and for me it doesn't matter whether it's television, Hollywood, beauty, whatever it is. The only thing that's going to create opportunity for Black women is ownership. That's it. That's it. We cannot beg for a seat at somebody else's table. We can't complain about it. We can't march about it. We can't protest about it. We have to create the spaces where we want to be seen. And it really is that simple. And, I'm not saying it's an easy path because it's not, but I do believe that ownership is the only thing that is going to save us, period. I mean, there's no other way around it. If you want to see more Black women in television and in these creative spaces, then we have to figure out how to create more vehicles for Black women to be in these spaces. Tyler Perry is the best example of that. Whether you're a fan of his work or not, it doesn't matter. Look at what he's created. He's writing rules. He created it with his own money and he's continuing to make money. So clearly there is a market, for what he does. And he doesn't complain about it. That's what I love. He doesn't beg anybody to be a Tyler Perry fan. He has created his own vehicle. Issa Rae is doing the same thing. Ava DuVernay is doing the same thing. So I don't want to be an employee. I want to be a creator. I'm a job creator.
Yep.
I'm a career creator.
Yes.
I am a beauty creator because that is what's going to save Black women and that's what's going to save our neighborhoods and our children.
We got to save ourselves per usual.
We do. A president not going to do it. Ain't no mayor going to do it. Ain't no city council person going to do it. We have to save ourselves. And I think when we get really comfortable knowing that, that's very empowering because it changes our conversation. We're no longer complaining about the situation that we're in, but we're now an active participant in changing the trajectory of our future and the future of our children.
And right now, we're going to take a short break. To catch up on previous episodes of The Black Landscape, download on Apple Podcasts, Buzzsprout, or Google Podcasts, or Spotify. Be sure to leave a 5-star review. When we come back, we will hear more from Diann Valentine. Breaking news. In 2025, we are moving to Patreon. All of your love and support these last few years have empowered us to move to a paid membership platform. For $5 a month, you will have access to new full-length episodes, exclusive merch, behind-the-scenes snippets, live virtual and in-person events, discounts, and other goodies. Stay tuned for the link to sign up. Hey family, we're back with Diann Valentine. So Diann, what's been the most satisfying achievement for you so far? With the books and the shows and the hair and the glam, what has stood out for you the most?
I would say what I'm most proud of currently, I guess, right? Because that changes, is Slay Hair. We started Slay Hair during the pandemic, and we had already opened up our first location for Glow and Flow Beauty, and then the pandemic happened. And during the pandemic, all of the salons were closed. My stylist wasn't working, so my hair was a mess. You see, my sides are shaved, so it was growing back like crazy, girl. It was a mess. I was looking crazy. And so I started wearing braids, and I started wearing them like consistently for months and months at a time. And the severe itching and the scalp irritation, and I was getting scabs, and I was having so many side effects from wearing synthetic braiding hair. I was doing everything. I was washing it. I was soaking it. I was trying to ease the uncomfortability of it. And then I just got frustrated. And I just thought, why are Black women so conditioned to suffer in silence? we suffer in so many ways in our lives. You know, we have so much responsibility. We carry the weight of the world on our shoulders. We suffer, you know, in corporate environments. We suffer in the workplace. We suffer sometimes at home, you know, at the hands of domestic violence. And there's just so many areas in which we just deal with it and just get on with our lives. And so my frustration turned to anger because I thought, we're the number one consumers of this product. I can't be the only person suffering from this itching and scalp irritation and all these things. And why has nobody fixed
Right.
it? You know
You
what I
ain't.
mean? There's all of these brands that are not Black owned that we buy and we're incredibly loyal to, but yet nobody has addressed the problem. And again, a light bulb went off and I said, okay, if not me, then who? And that is when we started really kind of researching and developing Slay Hair. And we spent 2 years in product development and research and really trying to understand the connecalon fiber and the frail fibers that everybody uses that braids their hair or wears protective styles. And, you know, 2 years of research and development, we ended up creating what we now call our secret Slay sauce. And so we took the connecalon fibers that everybody knows and that they're familiar with and that are still very affordable, but our sauce strips the fiber. So at the manufacturing level, we strip it down, and when we strip it, we get rid of the plastic coating and the harsh chemicals that are used when it's developed. And so what you end up with is a softer, silkier, shinier synthetic fiber, synthetic hair that is non-toxic and itch-free. And so I'm very, very proud of that because it definitely feels a need in the marketplace, and it's a better solution and a safer solution for Black women, but still at a very affordable price.
Oh, absolutely. It's an absolute need, necessity. And you're absolutely right. Because I have seen so many articles and like heard, from my sisters just of like, why do we have to deal with this itchiness
Yes,
with all that
yes,
shenanigans, as I like to call them?
yes,
Like, why can't we just be comfortable? Like, we have enough questions about our
yes,
hair and everywhere.
yes.
At
And you
least
know,
let it
I
be comfortable.
understand being in the beauty space now, I understand that Black women use beauty in a way that I don't see other nationalities use beauty. And for Black women, it's really about acceptance. It's about us trying to find acceptance in the workplace, acceptance in this America that has a history of hating us, you know, acceptance in the spaces where we're not
Hmm.
allowed to freely just show up as our true authentic selves. And so we use beauty to mask that and to find a way for us to just kind of fit in the world, right? And so understanding that and knowing that, you know,
Yes.
Black women should not suffer. We should not spend our money and suffer in silence, you know. And we looked at a lot of different ways in order to create synthetic hair. We looked at sugar cane and we looked at all different kinds of fibers. We looked at rice and we looked at all of these things and all of these different materials that we could use to create a synthetic hair product. But what was happening is that it was incredibly expensive. So we found these solutions that were 30 and 40 and $50 a bundle. And I thought, well, that kind of defeats the need for synthetic hair and protective styles because I also know that Black women are incredibly cost sensitive, you know, for many reasons. And I understand it because of the retail spaces that we have. So I understand the buying patterns of Black women. So we wanted something that would still be affordable. And so that's what led us to, okay, let's not recreate the wheel, but let's take an existing wheel, make it better. And how can we cleanse it so it's not so harmful and so toxic to the scalp? And that's what we've done.
Yes. Yes. And I went to the website and I'm loving all these beautiful colors. I'm
Yes.
loving all these beautiful models that are there. And that's what I love to see too. The range of beautiful
Hmm.
shapes and sizes of
Agreed.
Black women.
Agreed.
Are these people you know? or these were like,
Definitely
from
not. They are
cast from
not
agencies?
models in the sense of casting calls or calling an agency and just booking a pretty girl. We wanted Slay to represent everyday Black women, just regular girls, the girl that's around the way, that
Yeah.
lives around the corner,
Yeah.
down the block. Like, that's who I look up to. I look up to everyday Black girls in my neighborhood that I see in my travels that I think have interesting looks. And that's who we work with. We represent what we believe is the best of Black beauty. And there's nothing wrong with models, but we want everyday girls for Slay. We want to represent the women that come into our stores and buy from us every day.
Because that's
Hello.
who be slaying. The everyday Black
Us.
girl walking around Oakland,
Hello. Setting the
going to Oakland
trends,
events.
changing the trajectory of what the beauty industry looks like. It's girls like me
Yes.
and you that are our braids, and fly and flirty and minding our own business and drinking our water. We are it.
So, Miss Diann, what is next for you? You're achieving so much with the Slay hair and glow and flow beauty. What's the next movement? What's the
We
next? What's the
are
future?
expanding Glow and Flow. Our newest location, which is our second location in Hawthorne, we are, changing what the shopping experience is like for Black women in their own neighborhoods. So our new store, it's really kind of set up to be a content studio. The entire retail environment is beautiful. It's gorgeous. It's Instagrammable. People come in, they love taking pictures and photos and all of that and sharing content. We also have introduced a champagne bar, and we are beta testing a small
Ooh.
cafe. So people can come in and we'll be offering small salads and sandwiches and iced coffees and champagne and things like that, because the Black beauty supply in our neighborhood is such a staple, right? It's such an iconic place for us, right? We might go on the beauty supply 2 or 3 times a week
Yes.
because, oh, I forgot, I need a bonnet. Oops, wait, I need a new shower cap. Oh, wait, I need a scrunchie to put my hair up or anything like that. So we spend so much time going into these locations, but our relationship with the neighborhood beauty supply owner has always been challenged. And so Black tend to come in and out as
Mm-hmm.
quickly as they can. And we want to change that. With Glow and Flow, we are creating a space where Black women feel at home. So we want them to come in. We want them to dwell. We want Glow and Flow to be a place in communities where Black women feel safe, where they feel seen, where they feel appreciated, and where they feel valued. So we are continuing to explore the Glow and Flow brand and expand it. We're looking for our third location. Hopefully, it will be somewhere here in Southern California. The goal is to do 4 locations before we expand out into other states. Glow and Flow is also, technically, it is already a franchise, and people can own their own Glow and Flow. And I think what we're trying to do is really establish the brand before we start selling franchises, so that we know that now we have something that we can duplicate again and again and again. And that is really changing the retail environment,
Yes.
creating more of a mixed space environment, a mixed use environment. So people are not just coming in for beauty, but they're coming in for beauty, for dwelling, for community, for lunch, for all the things, for a happy hour, for a glass of champagne. So that's Glow and Flow. And then with
Yes.
Slay is expanding as well. So we're preparing to release a braid tool that we'll be releasing later this year. We're also developing Slay ponytails. Slay is available only in Black-owned beauty supply stores around the country, as well as through a partnership that we have with TJ Maxx and Marshalls. Yes, TJ Maxx and
Come on,
Marshalls. We
Marshalls.
are their first textured hair product, and they have been incredibly supportive. They have been great partners. They really wanted to start introducing textured hair to their customers, and we know that Black women make up a huge percentage of their customers. So we did a 6-pack exclusively for TJ Maxx and Marshalls that you cannot get anywhere else, and it's available through their stores nationwide.
I love that. See, now I'm gonna have to
Yes,
get over to the TJ
yes.
Maxx
Visit
and the
TJ Maxx
Marshalls.
and
I'm gonna
Marshalls.
find
They
it.
have all the colors, all the things.
I'm so excited for that. I'm definitely gonna go look for it. So, Diann, what are some final words of advice? Because you've been dropping gems on us this whole time, but any final advice specifically for the next generation of Black business women?
Sure. I would say Black women and Black business owners, we have to own our power. And what I mean by that is not our individual power, but our collective power. As a community, we spend so much money in this economy, not just beauty, but in all economies. And if we could simply be conscious consumers and be very intentional about our spending, that is how we really change the trajectory of our community, by growing Black businesses, by making sure that the business owners are representative of the communities that they serve. Then that does a great service to not just my neighborhood, but your neighborhood and Black neighborhoods across the country. So I think being conscious consumers, not just business owners, but conscious consumers, is vitally important to our survival and the safety. I can't say this anymore, the safety of our communities. Because when Black people own businesses in our communities, we are not afraid when Black boys are in the parking lot playing their music too loud. We don't call the police. We just go outside and say, brother, I'm trying to run my business. Why you got to be so loud? And they go, oh, my bad, I'm sorry. And they turn it down. Yeah, not
Right.
my bad,
OG.
in a very respectful way. So we don't have to call the police every time we see somebody Black. And as you know, calling the police, it's not always dangerous, but it can be very dangerous for Black people. So we must be conscious consumers. Also, as business owners, we need to know that having Black customers is enough. It's okay. Yes. Does everybody want to go global and have a brand available for all women? Yes, of course we do. But if we only have Black customers, that's enough, because our spending power proves that Black consumers are the number one consumers in most categories in the country.
Absolutely. All right. So business owners, whether you 17 or 72, if you got an idea, push it through. And Ms. Diann said, keep pushing and keep your head held high, and you have to trust in your purpose and
always
lead with
in
love. Yes. Thank you so much for chatting with me today.
Thank you for having me. I can't wait to listen to the playback. All social media platforms, you can find me at Diann Valentine, or you can find us at Glow and Flow Beauty on all platforms. And of course, you can find us at Slay Hair, and that's SLAYYY. Hair is our website.com. And then on social media, it's Slay with 3 Ys _hair_. And people always say, Diann, why does Slay have 3 Ys? Because it's a little bit classy and a little bit hood, and we keeping it like that.
Wonderful. So everyone, those links will be in our show notes. Tap in and support Black creativity. Thank all of you out there for listening and supporting another season. And again, leave a review of the show on Apple Podcasts or in the comments of our social media. This has been another episode of The Black Landscape with Andrea Spearman, where Black excellence is always trending.